All right, traders, to watch this video for Tuesday, May 7th, showing you the SPY on a 5-minute basis. You can see the gap down, massive gap down. I think the Dow was down almost 500 points at the open and almost got to green at one point. And the SPY pretty much climbed all day. There's the daily. Now, having said all that, whoops, sorry about that. There's the daily. Having said all that, the SPY is trading at 291.10 in after hours. So we're in one of those environments where we've got headline risk with the China tariff talks, and there must have been some blurb after hours that freaked people out a little bit. But having said all that, we had a really nice day in chat. I'm going to show you Pinterest real quick, P-I-N-S, and I made a short video today, but if you don't look at my intraday videos, I'll do a brief explanation here of the Pinterest call. This is one of my favorite setups. Obviously, it's a recent IPO because it's only been trading for, whatever, a few weeks now. But out of the gate, this IPO was on fire. Then 4 days down in a row. So I threw it on the bounce play watch list because when you have a strong move like that and a partial retracement, a lot of times you can get a nice snapback bounce, and you can see that that happened today. My favorite thing that this did was gap down, and I attribute that to the overall market gapping down, which helped Pinterest gap down. So when I'm watching a strong stock after a few day pullback and then I get a gap down, I'm looking, as a general rule, I'm looking for a red to green, right? So let's slide this over. Took a screenshot on an intraday basis. There's an opening 5-minute candle. Then it puts in an inside 5. If you weren't in chat today, I said over the mic, I like this Pinterest on a high of day break, which was 27.95. If it got there, I did a limit of 95. Sent the order, got filled at 27.88, so probably got filled just in time. You can see one of my sells was all the way at 29.54. So what is it, $1.50 something? But it happened in, let's see, about 10, 15 minutes. Love that. That was a really nice trade for me, and sold right there. And then back to the daily. The reason I'm showing you this now is because it did top out at exactly 30. We love whole number and half number inflection points. But just to understand, just to be clear, never a whole number or a half number all by itself. We want it to coincide with something else. So I have an example of that today, just to clear that up, because a lot of people think I'm just looking to trade half breaks and whole number breaks, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. So if you haven't watched our Trading Inflection Points free webinar, we've got parts 1 and 2. Please take some time to watch that. If you haven't and you can't find the link, feel free to shoot me an email, and I'll be happy to send you the link. MAXR, I'm showing you the daily. See that big breakout on Friday? So then, and this is Friday's action here. This was on an intraday basis. Speaking of whole number and half number inflection points, this thing opened and topped out in the opening 5 minutes at 651. So as it climbed back up, I told everybody in chat, for those of you that weren't there, I like this through the half, through 650, knowing that 652 lights up the new high of day ticker, and I don't remember what it was, 665 or something, breaks Friday's high. So you had stacked catalyst, half number break, handsome daily chart. It just lined up perfectly. So there was a nice move all the way to 710. So there's an example of a half number inflection point. So anyway, what am I watching for Tuesday? Pinterest is 1 through 30. Now keep in mind, if Pinterest opens at 27, 30 means nothing to me. So this is sort of based on assuming we get somewhat of a flat open tomorrow. It's interesting. I like it more today than I will tomorrow because we've already had a really big move from below 27 to 30 today. So keep that in mind, right? In the short term, if it breaks 30, in the short term, it's extended. Pier 1, I'm not in love with this chart, this PIR, but it did have a nice run from 40 cents to $1.10, right? And now it's kind of flagging sideways below $1. So this is another possible whole number inflection point. If it can break through $1, I figure it might just test and break over this $1.10, and then you look above and say, hey, the 200-day could be a magnet. So percentage-wise, this is a decent setup. I haven't traded Pier 1 probably in years, but I think it's worth watching to $1 tomorrow. PRPO was my favorite setup for a while today during the day on an intraday basis, but it never manifested into a setup, and this is what it looked like. It's been a recent high flyer. It topped out at exactly a half number, exactly 850, kind of an intraday cup and handle. And I thought, hey, if this gets through 850, and if you were in chat today, I said, I like this through 850. I'm going to get involved if it takes out 850. and instead it just rolled over. So never got involved. But when you look at the daily, you've got a recent high flyer and a few days lower now on declining volume the last couple days. So it's certainly worth watching tomorrow. RHE. Normally I would say after this gap up, you got a big red candle, you have another red candle that everybody who's long is underwater. And so this isn't a bullish chart for me, but it is when you look back here. It gapped up, a couple weeks ago, ran, sold off, right? And then sold off some more. And so short's pretty cocky that this is just going to fill the gap, and it's, that whole mindset, hey, this is a piece of junk stock. But then what happens? It gaps up again. Sellers win again. Shorts come in, and they get a little bit more confident. And then, oh my goodness, it gaps all the way up to 5. So now, in the last couple of days, bears are winning. But in the last couple of weeks, bulls are winning. So I do think this could be a nice quiet setup for a snapback bounce Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know, but it's going to be on a chart, right? EVLV had the big pop on Friday and then kind of a quiet inside day today. It's most people from Friday are underwater, so I don't love it, but it's had some nice volume, so I'm going to keep it on a chart. All right, ZIXI, big breakout on Friday, quiet inside day today on much lower volume. Sometimes you get a third day play where that turns right back up. So we're going to watch that one. ROAN, big volume day, I don't know, a little over a week ago, and it's been flagging and starting to curl back up. The whole number 6 might come into play, and the high of the big volume day was 619. So this is a pretty handsome looking chart. We're going to watch that one. And then lastly, I've got ABIO. This is another one that, most of the longs that chase this are underwater. And it's worth noting that even though it traded 20 million shares a few sessions ago, all the way down to 378,000 shares today. So it's not that interesting to me. It's what I call stupid spready, but maybe we found some support today. And if I see some volume coming in a low risk setup, I may try a trade in this one, but kind of doubtful that I will, but we'll see. All right. So anyway, we'll be in chat tomorrow trading off of this list, and hopefully we'll find some nice gappers as well to add to this list. And I'm done babbling. We'll see y'all tomorrow.